Blood of the Lily, Clash of Goddesses, Book 1, by S.D. Houston. Narrated by S.D. Houston. Chapter 1. That's a leprechaun. Lily raised a skeptical eyebrow at her sister Rose and her wild theory. Then she peered back through the interweaving branches of a blackthorn shrub. A leprechaun? No, just a very small man. But what was he doing in the middle of Onquir-Hunquil, the Rowan Woods? It's because of Samhain. Rose's voice was barely above a whisper, but excitement laced each word. She bounced on her heels where she crouched among the lower branches of a fern tree. The veil between worlds must be open. A mid-morning sun shifted through the canopy of rowanberry trees, highlighting the small man in the clearing. Probably no more than 2 or 3 feet in height, he hopped up and down, back and forth. What was wrong with him? The sun did little to dispel the gathering cold, which had strengthened over the last few days. A couple of leaves, still untouched by the season's cool breeze, tickled Lily's nose, and she swiped at her face before sneezing. Samhain, huh? The celebration to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. Lily smirked. Some believed fairies existed and other nonsense, too. She blew blonde hair out of her eyes. Once, it had been her favorite time of year, but that was before. She shook her head. She didn't need the distraction. Come on, Lil, you have to believe. In what? The stories their mother often told them about the other world? Lily waved a hand and rolled her eyes. Just stories. That's all they were. And now they were both 16 years old, they should have grown past believing in such tales. She knew from experience. No good folk had saved Marigold, their other sister who had completed them as triplets. Now it was just the 2 of them. Drawing in a deep breath and closing her eyes, she barely held back a grimace. When she opened them, Rose jutted her head toward the diminutive man, a crease deepening between her eyebrows. His dark red coat glinted, finely embroidered in more gold than Lily had ever seen in her life. He yanked his head back, showing his beard stuck fast in a fallen log. He muttered a string of curses as he pulled against the rough bark. His gray beard would have probably dragged on the ground, it was so long. But what was the small man doing alone in the forest? For that matter, where did he come from? Lily heard of no one so small in any of the surrounding Rah or settlements. These unanswered questions put her on guard. She didn't like strange things with no answers. Her hands tensed into balled fists. Rose continued to vibrate with excitement, the emotion bright in her blue eyes. Can you communicate with him? Really? He's a man, not an animal. No, probably not, Rose said. Even if he is a leprechaun, he's still not a land animal. She shrugged without looking at her. We should help him. Rose often forged ahead without thinking everything through. Lily placed a hand on her sister's arm, feeling the rough spun sleeves of Rose's faded green dress where it peeked out from beneath her cloak. She wanted to say that she agreed, but the man, no matter how small, was still a stranger in their woods. And he was so close to their home, Rablahona, they needed to be careful. When Rose peered back at her, Lily reached over her shoulder for a spear. Rose sighed. It would help if you'd talk once in a while. Why? You understand me just fine. Rose couldn't read Lily's mind, but as sisters who shared the womb, they understood each other well enough without words. Pursing her lips, Rose unsheathed a knife from her wide belt, moving between the thorny bush and fern, keeping the weapon at her side so as not to alarm the small man. Not being as discreet, Lily held the spear by the shaft, her lean body taut and ready for any adversary. The spear had been meant to catch food today, but that would have to wait. She followed Rose closely, stepping into her sister's shoe impressions in the rain-soaked grass until they broke into the clearing around the fallen tree. The man's curses grew louder as he hopped backward and forward like a dog tied to a rope, pulling on his beard at all the same time.
1,000 murders!
Lily tightened her grip on the spear. Within the clearing, there was enough space to throw the weapon now. She tensed. The struggling man saw them and he stilled. Lines created deep grooves in his wizened face, like the ridges between mountains. He glared at them with fiery red-rimmed eyes.
Why do you stand there? Can you not come here and help me?
Rose moved forward and knelt next to him, studying how the beard tangled in the log. Meanwhile, Lily leveled her spear at the ready, but the small man dismissed her threat while he watched her sister tug on the wood. Nothing budged. A gush of wind kicked at a pile of dried leaves and blew against them. Lily shivered. Rose tucked red curls behind her ears, her cheeks pinkening. The tree hasn't started to decay yet. Sitting back on her feet, she still towered over the stranger. What are you doing out here all alone, little man?
You stupid prying goose!
He spat a wad of phlegm, barely missing Lily's feet.
I was going to split the tree to get some wood for cooking.
He wiped his bulbous nose with an arm and pointed to the small axe on the ground beside him.
Thick logs burn the little bit of food I have. I need very little since I don't swallow so much as you greedy folk.
A sudden stricken look froze the man's face. His eyes swept back and forth, attempting to peer through the trees. He pursed his lips and whistled.
Here, boy!
Lily looked over her shoulder, listening for any sounds beyond the natural environment. When the little man growled, she huffed. How was she to hunt with so much noise? He made enough racket to scare away all the creatures and a good dozen or more paces around them. There goes dinner. She couldn't make a mental connection with any of the land animals she'd ordinarily find in the woods because they had gone too far away. There were limits to her ability.
Dagda's balls!
He yanked on his beard, jamming the hairs deeper into the split wood.
I had just driven the wedge safely in and everything was going as I wished, but the wretched wood was too smooth and suddenly sprang open. The tree closed so quickly I could not pull free in time, so now it's tight in.
Lily couldn't help smiling at the sight of the tree closing around the little man, the tree a predator and the man its prey. Imagine the dangers of being so small. It wasn't something she or Rose ever needed to worry about. They were as tall as most men, if not taller at 6 feet high. Rose chuckled aloud.
Silly milk-faced things, you laugh. Ugh, how repulsive you are.
Rose straightened her back. My apologies, stranger, but isn't there someone who could have helped you? Where are your people?
You senseless goose!
He snarled.
No people. You two are already too many for me. Can you not think of something better? Help me.
Lily scowled and poked the man with her spear, just enough to leave a prick in his skin beneath the fine coat. Foolish man, we should be hunting for our next meal instead of helping such an ungrateful stranger. So tired of tubers and beans. We should just leave him. Rose hissed at her. I know what you're thinking, but it's not right. He'd be defenseless in these woods. Wolves would surely find him and make a nice meal of him. Lily pushed the spear tip a little harder.
You flea-bitten fungus! You poked a hole in me!
At seeing a spot of blood dotting the man's shirt, Rose yanked Lily's spear out and shot her a glare. Lily stumbled back a step. To the stranger, her sister said, I will help you. She brought her knife forward and in one quick motion cut off the end of the beard. Lily jolted with surprise at her sister's impulsive action.
Uncouth girl!
The little man shook all over as he stepped away from Rose and the log, his gray beard in his 2 hands. It was still as long as his body, but it didn't touch the ground as it probably did before. He glared at them.
Curse these rude wretches, cutting off a piece of my splendid beard!
He growled, then seized his axe and a leather bag that had been hidden among the roots of the tree and clinging ivy, swung it over his back, and scurried away. Rose surged to her feet. Wait, stranger! But the little man ignored her, advancing deeper into the woods without as much as looking at them again, muttering curses under his breath. Rose cupped her hands around her mouth. Are you a leprechaun? Tightening tree branches and shrubs quickly closed after the small-bodied man. Lily glanced at the piece of beard still stuck in the tree crevice. The gray strands seemed to shimmer when direct sunlight pierced the canopy overhead. She tilted her head, studying it, then dismissed it. She thought to head back to the main dirt path, but Rose seemed intent on the direction of the small man. Suddenly, a niggling sensation itched in the middle of her back, and she swung around. Rose's eyes widened, suddenly alert as Lily scanned the forest. No land animals had ventured forward still. She looked up. Perching upon a thick limb of an oak tree with bright red leaves, an eagle openly perused her. His feathers were a dark brown all over, except for a contrasting golden nape surprisingly visible at this distance. Strange to see an eagle in such a cramped space. As if the eagle had known what she was thinking, it so suddenly dipped his head, dropping his large, strongly hooked bill. Just as Lily thought to tap Rose and direct her attention to the bird, he unfurled his long wings and dove straight at her with a piercing screech. Lily ducked just as it swooped through the space above her. The eagle soared above the trees and disappeared. End of Chapter 1. Copyright 2021 by S.D. Houston. I hope you enjoyed this first chapter in Blood of the Lily. Do you want the next chapter? Hit that subscribe button to be notified when Chapter 2 is available, Or check out my channel for availability now.